Hello YouTube! I am Pinstar, and this is City Skylines Strategy and Tactics, episode 89. So when we last left our rapidly expanding city of Ficklewood, we're in a little bit of a dilemma here. We've got what we want to develop and where kind of mapped out. This is all going to be a big office zone up here. I'm going to turn this all into residential zone. Still deciding what to do with this little strip here, but our demand curves are not playing nice with that. I've already put the little tidbits of commercial zones that I've was going to put in here, and they've already filled it up, and they still want more, a lot more. So I had an idea. Why don't we revisit some other place here, but not quite so far flung. Why don't we revisit this? This area is all office park, but it's right near all this industrial zones here. It's right off of the highways. It's got access to here. It's got this seaport here. This area really actually probably would be better off being more commercial. Make this whole one big unified commercial zone with a little industrial verp right there in the middle. I'm going to still keep that industrial verp just because we need the goods production around here just to keep these commercial zones fed. And that will knock down the commercial curve, which will spurn demand for other types of zones, hopefully residential zones, and also more offices. Also, by displacing all of these offices here, they will hopefully move over here, since there's plenty of room for them now. So that is what I'm going to do. Also, the flooding seems to have subsided here, so they can actually build stuff here. Right then, what's the most efficient way to do this? No, that's not the angle I want. How about we start with that angle? There we go. We will dezone all of you. And yes, this little pocket of stuff over here. I know I'm going to dezone a couple of the commercial zones, but I'm just about to rezone everything high density commercial anyway. Actually, I might make this whole thing over here. Well, do I want to make it low density commercial? You know, I kind of do, because I don't want to go too crazy with the commercial. You know, like I'll make that low density, yeah, because otherwise things are going to get a little nuts over here if I make this all high density. So this area up, basically north of this big road here, this down here is doing just fine as high density commercial. But this whole area here, including this area over here, needs to be low density commercial. Just that should satisfy the demand. Yeah, and then you guys down here, you guys can be high again. If I accidentally wiped any of that out. And you guys can be high up here. That should leave me with no open zones. But yeah, that should take care of the commercial demand thing. Did I catch you guys? Did not. Alright, good. Alright, so we're going to get a mass exodus of the business sector here. Oop, I missed a spot with the dezoning. Let me get that and then rezone you. Oops. Let me just make sure I get all my business zones here. Yeah, you're good, you're good, you're good. Good. Wipe out all the business. Yep, all business zones are gone. Sorry, so yeah, there goes the business zones to be replaced with low density commercial. Just because, I mean, the road network here is kind of tight. And if I went high density commercial, they probably snarl pretty nastily. Because this area, I kind of built the roads here assuming something of a lower traffic standpoint, namely office parks, because offices don't really generate too much stuff. We're going to get a little bit more traffic coming over here, but I think if we since we're keeping it all low density commercial, it'll be okay. Low density commercial, if I remember correctly as well, also has... Actually, hang on. Let me take an opportunity to do something here that I should have been doing before. Yeah, let's do this, because this is kind of some low-hanging fruit here. All right, Wow, people can get under there, so it works. Yeah, basically what I want to do is just connect you guys up like that. We'll hook you up like that. Hook you up like that. And lastly, hook you up like this. And that way people from here can technically make their way down a walkway here, rather than having to like take a car or take a bus. And it's right next to the park, so if we have tourists wanting to go to the park just for tourism purposes, then they'll be fine. So that should work out nicely. Okay, now with that being done, now that we've knocked down the commercial demand here, let's get our residential zones here well zoned. Yeah, basically the thing in the Weeping Willow area is going to be all high density, and then anything to fill in the gaps is going to be low. So you guys are going to be high density over here. Yeah, you guys can be high density. I'm not going to do a commercial strip here. I want this whole area residential. And then you guys can transition over to, get rid of you and transition over to, transition it over here to low density, since your road network's built a little bit better for low density than high. And let's get a little low density polluting over here. There we go. Should be good. Did I water up? I did not water up the area. Not that people are rushing to get in here, but let's lay down the foundations while we can, so we don't forget about it. Dagnabbit. Okay. We have all the basic services over there. I am going to want another set of educational buildings for this area, to be certain. I mean, we got our college over there, but we can actually let's throw down a high school, since people like to travel to these areas, and since we got the college over here, we'll throw down the high school over here and get ourselves a pair of elementary schools up here, since people seem to like them there for some reason. That should be enough to cover the area and give us additional educational opportunities. And it should also help spread the... oh yeah, can't forget our Japanese gardens. The residents appreciate high land value just as much as the others do. And yeah, let's double up here. I might throw one more thing over here for the people over there. Okay, so that should give us some good stuff when it comes to residential growth. We should be getting some good commercial growth out of this deal. What the traffic patterns do in response to that is another matter. But yeah, we should be good here. Yeah, and we got plenty of industrial zones over here, so that should be quite nice. And yeah, they're separated enough by all the highways that there's a few commercial zones that are knee deep in the pollution here, but not too many of them. And yeah, this port should boost up the commercial zones while we're here. So yeah, we should be in good shape. Just a matter of things growing up here. All right, I'm going to throw down a little bit of a cut while things get themselves in orders. Also, you can see I plugged in the skyway over here, linked up these skyways to these skyways, so people can walk to work and also walk to this train station. Since these people down here do not have access to a train station, they're pretty much going to be taking the metro to the train station over here. Or walking, preferably walking. That way they don't even have to bother with the metro station. Speaking of metro stations, I do need to set up the lines here, I think. Yes, I do, and I actually need to set up the tunnels too. There we go, lovely. To here, to here, to here, to here. Perfect. Yeah, I know this one's lacking in power and probably not going to be seeing much of use until we start getting residential zones going, but it's good to have these two going, at the very least. Oh, and you guys need, we gotta get our skyways leaping over here. Sorry to jump the gun and make you guys, yeah, let me turn back on grid snapping. Go. And that, and then we're golden. Good. Garbage, eh? I was afraid of that. Garbage collection, actually garbage collection does technically reach all the way over here. Why this hasn't been serviced yet, I don't know. Hopefully it will be. Let me throw down some more incinerators, just so we can get some more trucks going out here. Space already occupied. Yeah, we'll throw an incinerator here. Here and here. Just really ramp up the incinerator coverage. Yeah, I know it's in the middle of the line of trucks here trying to get itself processed. But actually, the fewer things that stop in the middle here to deliver goods or pick up goods or drop off goods, besides obviously the cargo container here, the better. Because that way, yeah, the trucks can, you know, the traffic can flow a little bit faster here, and we can get our things going here. Our incinerators, so we should have enough garbage trucks traveling around the area to make it here. Because I don't want garbage problems. If I have to, I'll throw on a couple of the anti-garbage acts for this whole area, just to cut down on the amount of garbage that's done around here. Also, this addition of this college here should cut down on the garbage production, since I remember a game tip telling me that more highly educated residents create less garbage, since that will be bringing everybody else in the area up a notch or two. Yeah, I know, garbage is piling up. You filthy college students. Okay, now I'm going to throw in a cut while things cook here a little bit. So I'll see you guys on the flip side. Okay, we're back. So a fair amount of time has passed here. Looks like we're starting to be hit with a death wave here, unfortunately. But I just wanted to point out I did a few things off screen. I did this one because it would probably take me a while to get the spacing right. I noticed that this highway originally just plugged right into here, and I was noticing there was a lot of traffic buildup right here. People were slowing down for it, but by diving it underground, looping it around, and having it plug into here on the other side, that has cleared up the traffic woes here. You know, this obviously still plugs into here, so this one-up intersection still works, but it actually works a little bit more efficiently as a one-up, one-down intersection here. So pay that in mind in case you're using that in the future. The other thing I did was I decided to throw the Colossal Order offices over here in my office park, along with a few other parks here to get the area's development going here. Oddly, the Colossal Order offices does not increase the land value of the area. At least that, from what I can see, or at least the leisure in the way that the parks do. So the guys didn't start leveling up until I threw down some more parks and Japanese gardens and what have you. So fickle like that. But then again, it wouldn't be Ficklewood if people weren't fickle. And yeah, we are finally starting to see some residential demand after all these years, in-game years. They're starting to hear. Commercial zone's still not fully developed yet. It has not fully recovered from all of that, but the office park certainly has filled itself up quite nicely. And yeah, we are doing pretty good over here. But yes, now finally our residential zone is starting to get itself populated, which is good because that is ultimately what we want to do here. We've got plenty more students here. I also added another high school because I noticed that, yeah, man, even with 3 high schools here, this thing is populated. I might need to add a 4th high school once this whole zone area develops. So it looks like you really do need the extra high schools. But the elementary schools seem to be, yeah, see, these guys are doing their thing. So there are still going to be some people that seem to be slipping through the cracks and being uneducated, but it's just not for complete lack of services. It's more of a partial lack or an insufficient amount of the lower tier stuff. All right, hearses, anytime now. Anytime now. But anyway, either way, stuff's doing pretty nicely, and once this area starts growing itself, we'll be in a good shape here. Now, as far as what I am planning on doing with this over here, well, see, I'm still kind of on the fence because there's 2 different methodologies that I'm thinking about, but I don't. I'm not sure which to commit to. Part of me wants to make this island literally that, an island, an isolated thing all unto itself, with basically the only ways in or out would be through mass transit or through outside connections. So, like, for example, we would put a train station on this rail line right here, but we would not put we would not actually utilize this road right here, this highway off-ramps. The highway would actually literally just go right through the zone, not get tapped into, and the zone itself would be filled with people who took mass transit. Now the question is, would we be able to build a mass transit system that could handle something like that? I'm not too sure. Especially because I'm actually planning on making this whole area very heavily commercial. That's kind of why I was holding back and trying to build up a glut of commercial zones. Yeah. Also, speaking of commercial zones here, now that we kind of moved the highway here, it freed up a little space here in the middle, and we can make ourselves a nice little. Let's turn on curving here. We can make ourselves a nice little whoop like that, and we'll make you guys low density. I don't want to burn up too much commercial demand here. Here you can have low density, and actually we want you high density. You can have a larger structure, and you guys will fill yourselves in eventually. What are you abandoned for? Not enough workers. Yeah, we probably stuck at level 1, and no one wanted to. It finally, when we finally get a little bit of residential demand in here, that the only time that finally triggers is when there's too much demand or too many jobs for the number of workers available. All right, so with the residential area developing, let me actually just map out some more suburb area here for them. I think I'll do it in just offshoots. No need to get too fancy here. That. And that. Good enough. Yeah, because that's all effectively shoreline. Still deciding what to do here. And then, yeah, you guys just low density it up. You are part of the high density crowd. You should be high density. High density, and we're good. All right. Yeah, this university's doing nicely. Oh, the other thing I did with Cimarora, I turned on the education edict. So pretty much everyone who graduates high school will be going straight to that college. I want a glut of college-educated people in this area because of how many offices we have here. It definitely requires a lot of higher educated people, well, having the higher tech industry doesn't hurt either. So this area definitely benefit from the higher education. Now for here, this area, see again. I'm not too sure. Do I want to make this conventional or not? You know what? I kind of do want to make it conventional. I don't want to make this whole an island because, I mean, Siren's Call works fairly well, but, you know, the big problem is garbage. So here's what we're going to do, and this may be a little hazardous for my health. And I guess we could make this, we could continue this on like so. Yeah, I might end up doing that and just having this. So this would just basically bridge over like this, and instead of being one way, or rather instead of being two way, we'd make you one way. And then over here, I'll make it noise canceling to placate the residentials. Yeah, this one I can squeeze up a little bit more so we can send it sort of further up here. And then in this case I will you guys pointing the wrong way? Oh yeah, you were paying. I forgot to reverse polarity on the bridge. Derp. Okay, so yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a roundabout over there, but yeah. Okay, so in this area right here, this little strip, probably low density residentials. Yeah, we'll have you off of this street over here. Yeah, just one single road is fine. Like so. In fact, just to add some added connectivity to this whole deal, there. And then you. Whoop, 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 whoop. I saw blue. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. There. Okay. kind of scenic, windy type areas over here. You there. That's better. Alright, so we've got this middle strip taken care of here. Just a matter of waiting for those to build themselves up. Now the problem here is until I fill out this whole area, we're not going to be able to connect to this highway. And I don't want to make a whole new highway connection and run it into the middle of the old town, because I have a feeling with my slightly disorganized old town road network here, that would cause several magnitudes of chaos. Whereas plugging it into this highway, it's plugged into the rest of the highway network over here once I got my act together and figured out the Weeping Willow zones. So we're gonna actually have to depend on all of this. So traffic's gonna get kind of snarly until we fill out this plot and buy this last one. This is one case where I kind of wish I didn't have the rule for myself of thou must fill out all the plots before buying the new plots. But I am going to stubbornly stick towards it, just because it's a rule I made myself, and what's the point if I just randomly decide to break it? Did I? Yes, I did populate those. What is a little tiny piece of high density doing there? That should be there. That should be there. Good. Excellent. On we go. Alright, so I think this is a good stopping point here for the episode. So in our next episode, I'm going to let a little bit more time pass through here, let things cook up a little bit, and just see where my demand curves fall. I'm hoping they fall on the side of needing more residential, and more especially needing more commercial. That is my hope, because we're going to do a commercial push over here. It should be fun. So if you like this episode and want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment, good, bad, or indifferent. Your feedback is always welcome. So until next time, this has been Pinstar, signing out. See ya.